are just stop oil.
We are just stop oil.
And we are demanding.
We are demanding.
The UK government.
The UK government.
Immediately halts.
Immediately halts.
All new licenses.
All new licenses.
Fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels.
No new coal.
No new coal.
No new oil.
No new oil.
No new gas.
No new gas.
For the last 30 years or more, we've known that continuing extraction of fossil fuels is going to lead to global warming, and that's going to have huge consequences all around the world. But it's continued to happen, so we've got to make a stand. We've got to start doing more than we've tried. My name is George. I'm 22 years old. I decided to join Just Stop Oil because I've grown up my whole life hearing about the climate crisis, and it's clear that the people in my generation are not going to have a future.
Be ready, remember, we're not taking the whole cycle.
So today is the first day of slow marching in London. We're going to be marching every single weekday, Monday to Friday, throughout London to demand the UK government ends new oil and gas. And we're not going to stop until they reach that demand.
In many places around the world, people are already suffering and dying because of the climate crisis. They don't have the right to protest. Activists in the global south are getting murdered for trying to do what we're doing now, so we have a responsibility to exercise our right. If we license new oil, coal and gas, we show that we don't care about those people. Well, we on this road, we do care, and that's why we're here.
I'm proud to be part of this group of people who are dedicated and brave, and they face repression from the state and from the police. We were slow marching this morning, which is legal, but it seems that the government are always able to hand out new powers to the police to prevent us from exercising our right to protest.
The government is making it harder and harder for climate activists to demonstrate their right to protest. More and more people are being fined, put in prison, you know, for basically trying to educate people about how bad the crisis is and trying to get the government to act. So it's a very desperate situation, and those of us that have the freedom still and understand how bad the situation is need to speak out.
It's a very varied community, all different ages. I personally started getting involved in this because I felt it was completely wrong that it was mainly young people risking their futures, risking their work, their livelihoods. And I think it's really important for older people to get involved. It breaks my heart, you know, looking at my great nieces and nephews and the future that's ahead of them. It's just so worrying.
I found it incredibly isolating being aware that business as usual cannot go on, and like a lot of my friends and family don't see it the same way. So yeah, it's isolating, and being around people that think like me and sort of see the reality of the situation, it's really comforting. And you know, there's a lot of incredible people that are taking action.
Everyone's very caring, very loving, very respectful of each other. it feels like family when I meet up with them and come on an action. I suppose if it wasn't for the seriousness of the situation, I can honestly say I'm kind of having the time of my life, because I'm meeting the most fantastic people. I travel around a bit, doing different actions, but it's really about the people and the sort of the love and the care they show to each other that nurtures me.
We're here today in the Jago in Dalston, and we're doing a social welcome talk for people. We're getting to know people, we're telling them about our campaign. We got to be there taking care of each other, and we do that.
Yeah.
And we make sure that we have the resilience to keep on resisting new oil and gas in the UK, and we make sure that we kind of support each other.
I guess having a community and having such a strong support system. See you later, Harley. Having such a strong, love you, Lilia. Having such a strong support system is specifically important when you're dealing with such, I guess, sensitive issues. You know, policing, like getting arrested, stuff like that. So I guess having that support is amazing, because the climate crisis is here, and unfortunately we have to have a new way of living.
There's no denying that what we're doing puts some people in a tough situation. But, you know, Martin Luther King was the most hated man in America. The suffragettes at the time were vilified, but now they're looked back on as heroes. So, you know, I absolutely understand why people, you know, aren't the biggest fans of Just Stop Oil, but I think over time they'll see what we're doing and they'll understand it.
We take actions which might not be popular, but it shifts something known as the Overton window, and since actions by Extinction Rebellion, Insulate Britain and Just Stop Oil, there are more and more people who are now aware of the climate crisis that there weren't before.
I think it's easy to put people that are taking action about the climate crisis into like a box, but you know, everyone that gets involved is, you know, just regular people. But I mean, doing what I do, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something with like a greater purpose. It feels like you're really making a difference and really like driving change towards where we need to be.
Join Just Stop Oil, right? It's fun, great, we take care of each other.
Be part of the change.
And we're being part of the change.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was so cute.